Hi, so this is a little slideshow talking about the advantages of introducing computer science to Kildare Town Community School as a leaving cert subject. So, careers in computer science. So, first of all, I suppose if we're thinking about introducing computer science, um, we have to think about what are the careers, what are the benefits, I suppose, for the students. So, careers in computer science and technology, they can be fun and rewarding. But what does the person working in these fields really do? Well, that would very much depend. It depend on what industry the person is working in. They could be working in the agricultural industry. They could be working in the education sector. They could be working in the aeronautical engineering area, space. They could be working in like software development. It would all depend, and the nature of the job that someone would be doing would very much depend on that. Like for example, in the medical industry, a lot of computer scientists kind of are going down the area of robotics. So that and if you're in the automobile industry, you may be going down the route of like driverless cars or something like that. So it very much depend on the industry that the person was working in. But and it's ever changing. So why introduce computer science? So why introduce it to the school? Well, it's probably um, it's essential, really. I think the way the world is moving, computer science has become essential. Students need to keep pace with what's happening in today's world, and computer science allows the student to do that, basically. It's transforming the workplace, it's transforming society. Computer science is transforming the environment and how we kind of tackle climate change issues, everything like that. The internet has changed how we live, it's changed how we learn, it's changed how we interact with each other, how we collaborate with one another, and it's essential that we move along with that. Computer scientists work in, as I mentioned in the previous slide, in a variety of different industries. Like, for example, you could be focusing on drone technology in the agricultural sector, or you could be focusing on robotics in the medical sector. It's if you think of any industry that's not going to be altered by computer science over the next 5 to 10 years, it's very hard not to see an industry that won't be. So it's crucial, I think, for students to kind of get a get a foothold in what's happening. Key skills developed in computer science would be like communicating with others, with your teacher, with your peers, working with others in order to problem solve, and also being personally effective. So, what will students learn? Students will learn how to think computationally. They will learn how to work and design collaboratively, code and problem solve, which is, a lot of students think it's just coding and problem solving. It's not. It's just that's a part of it. They'd be learning how to create digital content, digital products, become resourceful, think critically about ethics in computer science as well, which is an area often overlooked. Um, you know, just, computer scientists are very capable and bright people, but along with that has to go a certain degree of ethics and that we have to live by, and that's often overlooked. If we look at the HSE hacking scandal, that's an example of where ethics have fallen down. And then how would it be assessed? Well, it's assessed by an individual project, which is 30%, and an end of course exam, which is 70%. So what do the students learn? They learn how to explore how computing and technology can impact the world in a positive way. They learn ways in which a career in computer science can be both fun and financially rewarding. Tackle big problems in a creative way, and in order to get here to these areas into a career that would be financially rewarding, it'd take a lot of hard work. Okay, so it's students really that are willing to work hard and work together as a team to problem solve. Really, that's who would be an ideal fit for. Some reflections from this course being introduced in other schools. So a couple of teachers have said that students become more aware of how computer science and coding can interlock with other life skills. Computer science is like art; you need to be creative, so both lean on your creative side. The coding itself can be very relatable to maths, both of core fundamentals. So it is in some degree related to maths, but you don't necessarily need to be a genius at maths in order to do well in computer science. Learning programming languages like Python make learning very relevant to the real world. Okay, so that's what's happening in the real world. That's what computer scientists learn. They learn computer languages, and Python being one of them, which is a very popular one. How does it differ to a traditional classroom? I suppose, well, if you can imagine, a computer science classroom would be very, very much like a debate. You're sharing your ideas, you're picking apart ideas, you're kind of breaking things down, making it better. You're unconsciously learning all the time. There's a lot of self-learning, using the internet to solve problems as well. Um, and by nature, computer science will not be very structured compared to other subjects. There's a lot of crossover between the learning intentions, and communication with your peers and with your teachers is essential. It's like it's constantly moving, and collaboration is key. So, what's required to do well? Well, first of all, even before looking at that first point, the same thing that's required in any other subject: a positive attitude, hard work, a willingness to learn, taking responsibility, all crucial. An aptitude for math, yes. Is it? As I said, you don't need to be a genius in maths, but an aptitude for maths is definitely beneficial. Positive attitudes, a lot of problem solving in computer science. It's trial and error. You may have a piece of code that's falling down halfway through it, so you need to kind of find exactly where it's falling down. It could mean going back over and over and over it again. As a learner in this area, you're trying to wrap your head around the way a computer thinks. You need to adapt your own mindset to how the computer is going to see things and how you want the computer to perceive what it is you're telling it to do. So they're um, the main things that are required. It's an extremely beneficial subject. I think it's only going to get bigger and more important as time goes on. It's just the nature of the beast is that computer science now is falling into every industry really, and it's only getting more important. So yeah, thanks for listening.